Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mr. Rain, and today I'm going to be talking about a certain problem that's been plaguing the gaming industry for quite some time. And that is YouTube personalities and Twitch personalities being paid under the table to promote a game from different publishers and developers. This is a problem, not because they're being sponsored, but because they're not disclosing their sponsorships. And this is something like what we've seen back when the Xbox One was being released. If you remember, during that time, the Xbox One was really losing the console war, if you will, between them and the PS4. And in order to try and get some hype under their game, under their console, the first few months that the console was released, Microsoft had reached out to YouTubers that were associated with Machinima to create content using the Xbox One and talking nothing negative about it. Along with this, you were also supposed to use a certain tag in order to have your video qualify for additional bonus boost in revenue. Now, there were a number of YouTubers that did do this. However, the problem was that this disclosure and this advertisement campaign, which is what it was never actually disclosed for different channels and for their audiences. In other words, no one knew that what they were watching was actually an advertisement for the console. Microsoft got in trouble for that. I don't know what the end result, but a lot of YouTubers, a lot of heads were rolling around trying to figure out what was going on. Here we don't have quite the drastic issue, but still another example of the same thing, which is that a YouTuber by the name of KnightlyGaming was being sponsored more or less to produce content for the mobile game Marvel Strike Force. And he was being given practically unlimited resources in order to max out his characters to show the limits of what the game can do. Unfortunately, his account was also a part of the public servers, which means that he was dominating the leaderboards with these insane numbers that were actually physically impossible. Eventually, KnightlyGaming did come out and he made a video. He made two videos. The first one got brought down because he tried to claim that he was an actual employee, when in reality he was simply a YouTube personality that was reached out by the developers to produce content for the game. However, he still received resources that allowed him to basically cheat the system and become the top of the leaderboards. And so since then, the studio has been under a lot of heat about this issue, and they did respond saying that they apologize, for sure, fine, whatever, and that they're going to remove the account, sure, fine, whatever, and that any other accounts that they make to do testing or to show the limits of the game are not going to be in public servers but in private testing servers. Okay, fine. That's not the problem. The problem is that you did not tell the YouTuber to disclose that what he was making was essentially advertisement, that the videos that he was making were being sponsored directly by you. That's where the issue lies. It doesn't matter if he was in a public server or not. It doesn't matter if he was giving unlimited resources or not. It matters that you were giving him the resources in order to show off your game. It's advertisement at the very end of the day. And this is something that is very, very important to not forget about. Even though it's for a mobile game, even though this is something that you can say is minor, this is something that's going to happen throughout the years. This is something that EA has been doing. Not to say that Marvel Strike Force is in any way in collaboration with EA, Electronic Arts. I'm saying in another scenario, Electronic Arts have been known to pay for sponsored videos from channels such as DragFrags, Matimio, and Levelcap. And however, EA does it right, at least for now, where these YouTubers have to disclose in their videos that the video is being sponsored. That's how you make those kind of videos. The reason why this is important is because these YouTube personalities are individuals. They're not companies, they're not groups, they're not corporations. They are individuals. They are their own individual channel with their own individual content and with their own individual thoughts. And when you pay someone to promote your game or your product, you typically have to remove any negative connotations that you want to make about that product, at least for that video. And the reason why this is important is because it makes a big impression. When you have 500,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers or even more, you have that many eyes watching you about this certain product. And so if you're only saying positive things about a product, there's a very good chance that a number of those people are going to buy the product because you are supporting it. And this is why it's important, because it makes this shadow, it makes this shady figure that you like whatever product that you are being sponsored to show. And maybe in reality, you actually don't use that product ever at all. Maybe you don't play that game ever at all. And who knows, maybe the game is actually garbage. Not just from a critical standpoint, but not being optimized, this, that, and the other. So for YouTube creators and Twitch streamers, this is a heed of warning to all of you guys. Whenever you are presented an ability to create a video by being sponsored from another company, to properly disclose that in any video you make that's being sponsored. That make sure that you are disclosing in your video, in the video, not in the description, not in the tags, but in the actual video itself, that what you are watching is a paid sponsorship. And that goes for any video that you make that falls under that sponsorship umbrella. So in the case of KnightlyGaming, pretty much any and every video he made about Marvel Strike Force should have started with a disclaimer saying that he was being sponsored or being supported directly by the developers of Marvel Strike Force. It's a very simple thing. It only takes 5 seconds. It's a little annoying, I know, but if you do it, you won't get in trouble, you won't be seen as a shady character, and you won't lose the trust of your subscribers. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.